Hi everyone, welcome to the Model Gaming Show. My name is GW Fawkes, I'm your host, and sorry for being out for a couple weeks. Thanksgiving kind of threw things for a loop, and I was traveling, visiting family. I was going to do quite a bit of stuff while I was away, but the internet connection and my computer really couldn't handle the stream. So I just decided instead of putting out something crappy, I'd rather just wait and go full force this week and throughout the rest of the year. So this week, the only notable game that's being released is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, exclusively for the Switch. It gets released on Friday, December 1st. There's really no reviews out right now. The embargo hasn't lifted. But the last one, Xenoblade Chronicles X, or Xenoblade X, for the Wii, got an 86. I haven't played it. It's one of the few games for the Wii that I didn't play that I thought was worth it, but I've seen a ton of gameplay on it, and it looks really fun, and this looks the same. You're never going to get that graphical fidelity maybe, but it looks pretty dang good on Switch. New video game announcement that happened this week, or recently, last week. A game that kind of nobody thought was ever going to happen, Valkyria Chronicles 4. Yeah, it's kind of a shock to everyone. Sega's releasing it. I played like the remaster, Valkyria Chronicles 2, I believe, on the PC, and it was really fun. And I'm sure this is going to be great as well. Just a couple stories. This is going to be a little different of an episode. First, I just want to bring up real quick, some fresh news. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is coming to mobile. Who would have thought, right? The most popular game in the world right now is coming to your cell phone to make more. That's, for me, I've been thinking about that for a while. Why was it taking so long, honestly, to spit out a mobile game? I know it only released in March, but right as their numbers just started ballooning, I would have made a mobile game real quick. It's supposed to come out in late December of this year, just in time for the second holiday rush of since we just passed Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The kind of semi-big story I want to get into tonight is right off the tails of all the loot box controversy with EA and Star Wars Battlefront 2 is, they removed the microtransactions, which is great. And almost right after that, Destiny 2, people started realizing that their XP, the experience that you earn, was not going as far as it should have. And you had some internet people crunching numbers and say, hey, this is fishy. We're not gaining as much experience as possible. So unlike EA, instead of handling it poorly, Activision came out and said, or Bungie came out and said, hey, sorry, we've been messing with some systems. It didn't translate right when we changed some stuff, so we're gonna fix that. So that was a few days ago, and now since they fixed it, right? Since they fixed the problem, people are noticing that their fix only affected one part of the game, and that their XP slider, it's like it adjusts like how much XP you're getting, is messed up as well. So they were going to have this live stream with the community, and they canceled it because of the expected backlash, because of their constant mess ups. Now, I never jumped on Destiny 1, but from the reviews and the general consensus that I asked a lot of people if I should jump in and play Destiny 1, just the single player content, before jumping into Destiny 2. And the majority of them just said a hard no. Like, it wouldn't be worth it just jumping into Destiny 2. Now, that wasn't very enticing for me, and especially when Destiny 2 came out, and it definitely seemed like Destiny 1.5. Again, I haven't played it. I'm just going off of what people I trust say, and especially with this debacle, the lack of real new content, no new character classes, no new real enemy types. There are some, but it's more like reskins. I feel like Destiny 2 is the perfect example of a game that overpromises and underdelivers. And people keep playing it simply because the gameplay, the shooting, is so damn good. That's fine. That's fine. But for a game this big and so hyped, it's kind of amazing. It's astounding to me that they, one, get away with so much, and that two, there isn't as big of a backlash. it's, you can usually judge a sequel or a movie, like the quality on how good it was. Like, you judge it by the sequel, where the sequel balloons up, right? So I'm going to be very interested to see if Destiny 3, whatever iteration that is in 2-3 years, is as big, because now it's kind of like people have been burned, essentially. At least you can view it that way. That's in my opinion, is that twice now they've overpromised and underdelivered on a product that is supposed to be this huge engrossing thing, and it frankly it's just not out the gate. Yeah, maybe in 2 years it'll be great, but that's not what they're promising. They're promising, oh yeah, coming out, this is going to be way better, and no updates, no fixes really, and you've got a launch DLC coming later I think this month, or very soon. I apologize, I don't know the actual date on the Osiris DLC, but it just seems really funny to me that this is almost repeating exactly what Destiny 1 did. Finally, and the main thing I want to talk about, since Thanksgiving just happened, and again why I meant to do this over Thanksgiving, was just a little kind of introspective thing on what I'm thankful about for video games. And I put a lot of thought into this because I really love them, especially over the last few years. They've become more and more important to me as film and television have kind of taken a back seat. Video games are so much more important to me now. And I think for one is the immersion. I'm not a passive observer in a lot of these. You're playing a game, even walking simulators, right? You're still walking and experiencing that story. And a game like The Witcher 3, which was probably my favorite, and its expansions, that's probably my favorite game of the last couple of years, that really, for immersion, right? It's not, it's, even though you're not playing a character you're created, I almost like that more, that you're playing the adventures of someone else that you control, and it's his personality. You don't get a silent protagonist. You can have someone that is them, and they have character, and they build. And I played The Witcher 1 and 2 as well, so it was a phenomenal story. I hope one day that The Witcher 1 and 2 kind of get remastered into a bundle. Witcher 2 still looks good anyways, but into a bundle, and all three of them get released, 5 years down the line as a package. The second reason that I'm thankful for video games is the outlet it provides. For some people it's different, but for me I can get frustrated at a video game, and I can release some tension, release some stress, and release some anger in a video game by beating up some guys, or killing monsters, or doing whatever, or simply, like recently, have that outlet to get moons in Super Mario Odyssey. It's to put my brain into something that is challenging to me or fun to me, and that outlet is extremely important. I think it's actually more important as you get older. For me, I'm a big sports guy, and so my body hasn't been able to keep up. And so because of that, I've had to find different outlets, and video games have definitely been a big part of filling that void that sports once filled. The third reason I'm really thankful for video games is the community. Even though online communities can be extremely harsh and full of vitriol and unforgiving, you can definitely find a community now to tailor what you like, to tailor who you like too. I really like a couple of big name guys, really three main groups that I really follow. Easy Allies, Funhouse, and Jim Sterling. Those are the three that I really like to follow, and Michael Pachter. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. But those guys I really like, and I do support Sifted as well, Shane Satterfield. So it's that kind of group of people, and they just kind of, a word I would use is vibe. The communities all have a good vibe, and there's something different. They offer something different. So Easy Allies is that camaraderie, that joy of video games. Sifted, I guess, is more a little bit analytical. Pachter is more of the business side. Jim Sterling is more of the check on the industry. and Funhouse is straight up a comedy show that just happens to have video games in it. They are one of the most consistent things that I get laughs at. I usually watch a couple of videos and while eating dinner and lunch. So that community, that sense of community is really important. In terms of games, I think my favorite types of games now have become cooperative games. Not deathmatch or anything like that, but online cooperative modes or kind of team-based or something like that. I'm not really into Overwatch and first-person shooters like that anymore, like where it's online deathmatch, because I lost the flavor for it, I guess. Playing so much of it, playing so much Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and World at War, and I kind of got burned out. But some of the most fun times that you can't really experience anymore was me and 3 of my good friends all playing Borderlands 2 for hours and hours and hours. And yeah, that game style might turn some people off, but there's nothing better. One of my favorite gaming experiences was my friend and I were playing, just him and I, and we were doing a mission. And on our way to the mission, we entered a field where we spent 20 minutes killing gradually increasing in size enemies. And this was just on the way to something. And at the end, there was so much loot, and we were just laughing because we were so exasperated from almost dying a bunch of times that we were just laughing because of how fun it was and how random it was. So cooperative games for me are my favorite now, and there's so few, and you know, I'm a single guy, so I'm not having that many people over playing Mario Kart or anything anymore. But anytime there's an online cooperative experience, I give it a look and check it out. But my favorite games are RPGs, or action RPGs, whatever, if you want to call Zelda that. But The Witcher 3, I like to get involved in something, and I like systems. I've definitely played my fair share of Japanese RPGs, but a lot of the times they're just a little long and laborious for my tastes. If I want to invest in the story and watch this kind of, long-winded affair, like, I can watch an anime. So some JRPGs have turned me off, but definitely in my back catalog is Final Fantasy V that I want to get to soon. So yeah, I mean, I do play all types of games, really, except for sports and puzzle games and roguelikes. Those 3 categories, I'm open to puzzle games, but it's just, in terms of fun, I just really haven't played those much anymore. But always looking on Steam for new games, always looking for recommendations, and trying to get to the big budget ones as well. So yeah, that is what I'm thankful about video games, is the breadth of what they offer. There's so many different types of games, the outlet that it gives me, the community, and the camaraderie that you get when playing with friends. So thank you for watching the Model Gaming Show. Again, I'm GW Fawkes. I'm going to try and be more regular with my streams in the new year, but until then, I'm just going to put them up as I've got stuff to talk about, and I felt like this was important since Thanksgiving just passed to say what I'm thankful for. I think living in America, I'm super lucky as it is, and to be able to do this and just talk to you guys, whoever's watching, I'm super fortunate. And yeah, thank you very much again. Catch me on twitch.tv/Model Gaming Show, and hope to catch you soon.